Now, on a day when Ukraine marks its independence from the former Soviet Union, tensions escalated dramatically across the region. Ukraine launched a massive drone offensive deep into Russian territory, triggering a significant fire at the Ust-Luga fuel export terminal and affecting operations at the Kursk nuclear power plant. Now, one of the plant's reactors was forced to cut its capacity by around 50% after a drone strike damaged the auxiliary transformer. While radiation levels remain normal and no injuries have been reported, the attack has raised serious concerns. Russia's defense ministry claims it intercepted at least 95 Ukrainian drones across more than a dozen regions, underscoring the ongoing intensity of the conflict despite growing international calls for peace. Now, the war, now the deadliest in Europe since World War II, shows no signs of easing along its 2,000-kilometer front line. Despite the talks that were held by Donald Trump, the U.S. president, it seems that the front line is still hot, with Russia and Ukraine attacking each other, the latest being with Ukrainian drones hitting Russian nuke plants. Meanwhile, the efforts are on to ensure that the smooth functioning of the Kursk nuclear facility is carried out. However, it is also being reported that the reactors were forced to cut its capacity around 50% after the drone strike damaged the auxiliary transformers. While radiation levels remain normal and no injuries have been reported so far with regard to the nuclear plant. Meanwhile, Ukraine said that it carried out with these attacks on the day of its independence, where it marked it with attacks on Russia's nuclear facility. Now, this is not the first time that Ukraine or Russia have been attacking at each other's nuclear facility. Russia, too, had targeted a Ukrainian nuclear facility earlier as well. And there were concerns that were raised by the IAEA regarding the attacks on nuclear power plants. Now, nuclear power plants such as the one in Kursk and a few in Ukraine are said to be the nucleus of its power network, and both these infrastructures have been under attack, especially from the Russian as well as the Ukrainian sides. As the war has in fact been progressing, it has been reported that the targeting of nuclear facilities is something that has been on the agenda of both the military planners in Ukraine as well as in Russia. Russia's defense ministry has claimed that it has also intercepted at least 95 Ukrainian drones across more than a dozen regions, which underscored the ongoing intensity of the conflict despite growing international calls for peace. The war, which has been considered to be one of the deadliest in Europe after World War II, has been dragging on, especially for the last 3 to 4 years.